Hi, this is Heather with Swick Creative, and I am here to talk to you today about working from home with a baby, which is possible, is not easy. I have a 4.5-month-old son at home, and when I first came home from the hospital, I spent about 2 weeks on maternity leave, and then he was 2 weeks old, and I was like, this isn't that bad. Uh, so I said, okay, well, I'll just go back to work early. It's not a big deal. I was kind of bored. He would sleep a lot. I was like, I can handle this. I can do some work. So I cut my maternity leave short and started doing some work again. And then he hit about a month old and things got a little more challenging. Don't do that. So today we are going to talk about my 5 tips for working from home with a baby. These are things that I've done that have really saved my life. Tip number 1, write everything down. And I mean everything. So for example, when my baby goes down for his naps during the day, I used to I'd put him down for a nap and then all of a sudden my mind would go completely blank. I'd be like, I don't know what to do. Should I sleep? Should I do the dishes? Should I do the laundry? Should I do my work? There was stuff everywhere that needed to be done and I did not know where to focus my time. And I also thought, okay, this nap tends to be a little bit shorter. I don't want to start something that's going to take more time and not finish it, so what do I do? So not only should you make a list of things you want to achieve that day, but you should write down about how long it takes you to do each thing. This has changed so much for me because now I can just at a glance look at my list and say, okay, I think I have about half an hour. These are the things I can get done. And I kind of prioritize them too. Everything has to be super planned, but it makes everything go so much easier. So, as you know, when you have a baby, or anyone who's had a baby, anyone who has multiple children at home, you know that things don't always go according to plan. In fact, most of the time, you can expect them to not go according to plan. So, having those times written down just helps me, quickly at a glance figure out what I can do next. Number 2, do what you need to do first the second your baby goes down for a nap. So the mistake I made, and I still make this mistake a lot, is my baby will go down for a nap and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to do the dishes. They've really been bothering me. I'm going to get them done. And then I'm going to throw in some laundry. And then I'm going to do this and this and this. But the thing is, especially now that he's a little bit older, if I need to do the dishes, I can put him on his play mat in the kitchen. If I need to do laundry, then I can just run down really quick, throw in the laundry while he's, again, on his play mat or something. While he's playing with a toy, it takes me a minute. I can do that when he's awake. Now, things like writing an article or making a phone call to a client, that cannot be done when he's awake. I have tried. It doesn't work out so well. So make sure that you do what is absolutely imperative that you have to get done during nap time. Get that out of the way and then do the other little things after that. Number 3, get help. Everywhere you can, get help. Oh my gosh. I ended up hiring a nanny when my son was about 6 weeks old. And the thing is, I think a lot of people think they can't afford childcare. Especially if you're working from home, I think a lot of parents and moms especially think that they have to do it all. They think, well, I'm at home, so I need to watch the baby, I need to clean the house, I need to do this work, I need to make money. I think they think that working from home is a way to kind of have all of that. And it is, but you're not going to do it all very well. I firmly believe that you can do it all, you can have everything that you want, just not all at once. So you really need to delegate some things. So what I did, like I said, I got a nanny, and it was not as expensive as you might think. I pay for 6 hours a week, so 2 days a week I get a nanny. And I looked at kind of the opportunity cost, how much I typically make per hour and how much those 6 hours of dedicated work time were worth to me. Oh man, it's game changer for my week. Just having that time. I like to do client calls during that time, and I like to write articles during that time because trying to do that any other time during the week is kind of a nightmare. So get help. That could also include hiring someone to clean your house. I have not done this yet, and I really want to because I've been calculating the hours that I spend cleaning instead of doing my work, and it would really be financially worth it, the trade-off, to offload some of that work. And finally, if you don't want to spend money, then you can also swap with another work from home parent. I've heard of a lot of people doing this. You could find another mom or dad in your area that works from home and just kind of swap your kids for a little while, get some dedicated work time, and then you can return the favor. And that just gives you a way to get some of that dedicated work time without having to spend money if that's something that you don't want to do. Number 4, batching. This is one that I told myself I was going to do for a very long time, and I finally just started doing it, and it's amazing. I think I'm kind of a lazy person. I kind of just want to like get done what I need to get done and then get on to the next one, and I don't want to spend too much time on any one task, and that's not really the best way to do things. So batching is just imperative. So what batching is where you do a lot of the same task in one chunk of time as opposed to like trying to do it every day. And I realized that, for example, I do social media management for some of my clients. So if I made the mistake of logging in every day, doing a couple posts for that day, and then I would have to repeat that over and over and over again every day. Well, the time it took to log in, to find the content, to post it, there was probably a lot of time being wasted doing that every single day, as opposed to doing it in one chunk of time, like on Sundays, which is what I'm doing now. So Sunday afternoon, evening, I tend to sit down and just batch all of the social media posts in a social media scheduler. I use Buffer and Hootsuite, depending on the client, for the week ahead, and that is amazing. And last but not least, number 5, give yourself a break. Like I mentioned earlier, I think you should be able to do everything you want to do, but you can't necessarily do it all at once. And this season of life might need to be a little slower in terms of your career in order to make room for your kids. And that's not saying that has to be that way. It's just that if you're working from home, presumably, and this isn't the case for everyone, but I think for a lot of people, they decide that they want to work from home so they can have that work-life balance, or they can stay home with their kids. If that's the case for you, realize that this time, especially when you've got really little kids or babies at home, this time might need to be more allocated to taking care of your kids than it is for doing your work. And that's been really hard for me to accept, but I realized, like, you know, they're going to be in school one day, and that time is going to come, and, for right now, it's just, I have a baby at home. I need to be a lot more picky with my time and how I'm spending my time. I need to prioritize a lot better, and I just have to realize that this season of life is, my baby is very heavily dependent on me, so that takes up a lot of time, and that's okay. What your life looks like right now is not going to look like that forever. Certainly prioritize your goals, but also realize that this is a season of life that is going to end, and eventually your kids are going to be in school, and you'll have a lot more time to get stuff done. So that is it for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like this kind of mompreneur tips video, and I will see you guys next week. Thanks. Bye.